Hello and welcome to the announced battle commentary on Italian Grasland, the probably most common map in the multiplayer scene. This is a 3 versus 3 battle again. So, Italian Grasland, there are 2 hills, 3 forests, and a tough mission for defender side, because as on other maps, the attacker side has clear advantages on several positions, especially on position 1, due to the overall terrain on this position, and especially also in this forest. Position 2 defender side faces similar problems in this forest. Same does position 3 in this forest on the far right from defender side. The advantage for defender side, yes, there is one, is that there are no forests in this area, so the cavalry of position 2 gets faster on the hill normally than the attacker side's position 2 cavalry, since he has to uh, walk through this forest to get on the hill. This slows him down. In general, you should mind the routes of that your troops have to run to get into position, so that there are no obstacles like rocks or buildings in your way, which your units have to bypass, since this costs you time and physical exertion of your units. For example, this building is obviously in the way, so if you deploy like this, then your units have to walk around this building. In this scenario, since there is no forest around this building, this is not that bad, but on other maps, this is very important. As players, we have green here with Prussia, with a unique build of 7 Prussian cavalry, 1 hussar, 6 lances, 3 guards with the 8th Life Regiment, and 4 Prussian Fusiliers. Against Theodore with France here, also with 7 cavalry, 2 Chevaulegers Lancer cavalry, and 5 Chasseurs Cheval. Some voltigeurs for his left to deploy stakes in this area, so he doesn't get overrun on this side. Some Fusiliers of the line to back them up, and the 6th Regiment d'Infanterie Légère as a backup unit in the middle as well. On position 2 we have Philip from Unity with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Spanish Lanceros. All of them are leveled up, since the Spanish army is very bad but also cheap, and he has a lot of money to spend into, for example, a historical general. He did not bring a historical general. He spent all his money into his cavalry. So you see, he leveled them up 4 times, or twice on this side and 3 times here, to have a better chance in the combat against Austria, since the Austrian Uhlans are very strong. They are the second best Uhlans after the Chevaulegers Lancers of France. So, but with these upgrades, the Spanish can compete with them. The Spanish also brought 2 Walloon Guards. They are, pretty good for Spain. And he has 3 light infantry and some Fusiliers. Austria, this is Clover. He brought 3 Grances, a lot of Hungarians, and 1 German Fusiliers. The Hungarians are very strong in melee combat, but have the same shooting stats as the German Fusiliers, which are kind of standard. So if you should only bring a full Hungarian force, or only bring Hungarians for positions where you are planning to go into melee. Otherwise, you can also bring the Germans, since they are cheaper and have the same shooting stats. But he decided to bring almost a full Hungarian force, which also means that he has no DLC units, and he has 6 cavalry as well. And Josef Alvinschied is 3-star general. And over here on position 3 we have Malaga, who plays as France, and he decided to bring 7 chevaux légers lances and 3 light infantry. 2 of them are chasseurs, and also he brought the 6th Régiment d'Infanterie Légère, so quite some good light infantry units. Also 2 old guards and 2 Swiss foot, and 3 Polish in the first row on the hill, and another one to back them up, and a classic general staff, while I brought the standard build with Prussia with 4 lances, the 2 of them standard ones, the other one is the Brandenburg Uhlans, and the 4th one is the Tovaci unit. The Landwehr is in the middle, and the guards are here to back them up. I'm in this formation since I want to walk through this area in this formation to get into this position. On this side, you have a good position for light infantry on this right. In this right area, since there is a good line of sight and you can make a great amount of damage within short time. So this is why light infantry normally gets sent there, because this is the best infantry to make a lot of damage within short time. Of course, you could also send guards, but there's place for 3 light infantry, so this is why you normally see light infantry there. So let's go. Of course, my cavalry force has no chance against the 7 French Lancer units, so I do not want to go into the cavalry fight. He charges from this already in the back, and I retreat my lances on this side. I'm sorry he brought 1 Hussar unit, the 5th Regiment de Hussars. I didn't see this. So I retreated my lances from this position, and I also turn around with my lances on the hill. He charges on me, but he will cancel it and not run into my squares, which I tried to lure him to do. And my Brandenburg Uhlans are over here. Stationary, I wanted to attack his flank later on, so that's why they are on this position. The 5th Regiment de Hussars is the only Hussar unit of France. They are very good, but well, Hussars are always not as good as Lancers or Schütterkampf normally, but they are good in hunting down light infantry or general infantry units, but for a cavalry fight they are not very useful. So normally this is not a good deal to bring them, but you will see what happens if you don't pay attention like me. On position 1, as I said, the Chasseur Cheval moved into the forest to secure the foothold. The Lancers moved up the hill. The Austrian Lancers moved through the infantry blocks. That's why they came on the hill like simultaneously with the Spanish Lancers, and all of them have a charge order against 1 unit, but yeah, we will see how this goes. But at the moment the Austrians have a numerical advantage. this will not last long. You can have a look downhill. So the Prussian cavalry comes up, but he sends them up all at the same time. This why is why they have a weird formation and will have problems in this area to get up. Over here, there are four Lanceros against one Ulan unit at the moment, since the second one also ran through the block formations and has problems to maintain formation. So, yeah. The Prussians arrive on the battlefield, and Theodore tries to shoot them, but since there is no clear formation, they just shoot randomly into it and don't kill much. And the big chaos over here of so much cavalry always is risky for the infantry. Clover decided to already form squares here, so he doesn't miss it when he gets up more. But yeah, this also means that there is no infantry up for our team yet. The Lanceros over here charged the light infantry, so he also formed squares over here. And the 5th Regiment de Hussards charged my Brandenburg Uhlans. I saw it in the last second and countercharged, so they suffered some losses, but not as many as they would have if I saw it earlier. And yeah, they killed a lot of my Brandenburg Uhlans already. And I also had to form squares here, and this means that he is in position already, and I'm not in the forest. I sent my troops in there now, and I thought the 5th Regiment du Hussards gets killed within the next minutes, so I don't really have to, within the next seconds, sorry, so I don't really deal with them anymore. This was a big mistake, since they survived pretty long. Still a big mess of so many cavalry on the hill, and Clover tries to send his infantry up now. The Lanceros are still fighting the Granses in here, and my light infantry and musketeers got charged by this small Hussar unit, and they still don't want to die. They made some casualties to my light infantry now. On the hill, I can't really push forward, since I will get forced into squares by the strong French cavalry all the time and shot by the Polish. But I actually wanted to get on the hill, so Clover does not get flanked by the French units. But I kind of got, surprised by Malaga bringing so many cavalry and playing so aggressively. The 5th Hussars are still in my ranks with the 2nd upgrade now, so very well done by Malaga. The Austrian units are on the hill. He did not lose any squares with his troops in the middle. Unfortunately, he lost one with his German Fusiliers. So all of the Spanish lances target the German Fusiliers now. The Lanceros are still in the ranks of the middle units in here, and Malaga charges the Hungarians, and also Philip built up a double line formation, and with his light infantry here in the middle. His guards, his Walloon guards, are included in this double line formation, and this destroys the Hungarians, which have only one line, very hard. The good thing for Clover is that he has much more troops on the hill than Philip has. and obviously the strong Spanish units with the Walloon Guards are also in the forest and not on the hill. So that's the good thing for Clover. But on the other hand, he has problems to hold his position in this forest, as I said. And also, yeah, it happens what I already described. The French lances can flank him. So this is very bad for Clover and very bad from my side that I couldn't get this hill to stop Malaga from sending cavalry. This double line formation is possible. It's from the mechanics in the game. Uh, so this reduces casualties from, yeah, it increases the firepower you have in a small spot in a when you don't have much space to deploy all your units. You can double line your troops, and this will yeah, increase the firepower since more troops are firing at the same time. You see that the first two rows of troops are firing at the same time, and they mostly don't shoot each other. So yeah, this was forbidden for a very long time in the game, but nowadays it is a common thing to see in the multiplayer scene. So let's go. Theodore managed to deploy his stakes with his voltigeurs and fight the Prussian Fusiliers on his far left. This is very good for him, since the voltigeurs are very cheap and the Prussian Fusiliers are very good units for Prussia, which could make a lot of damage. And yeah, it's nice for Theodore that they are used against the voltigeurs behind the stakes and also behind the hill. Now he moves a bit closer. Clover still is able to yeah, pressure the hill. He formed every square with his Hungarians so far, so very good. And yeah, the Prussian cavalry did not make that much damage. And since Philip has most of his good units in the forest, our team has a good position on the hill, especially since Theodore also has his Polish troops up here and his cavalry up here to help Clover. And yeah, Theodore overall does pretty good. He has a double line here with his Old Guards and Swiss Foot against a double line of the Musketeers and 8th Life Regiment of Green. And he forces green into squares. And the Old Guards, of course, can do a lot of damage in here. I tried to back up Clover with my guards and tried to fight for the hill a bit with my cavalry, but Malaga formed all squares, and yeah, I'm struggling to keep my position on the hill, while I constantly get charged by Chevalier Lances, and I can't use my light infantry on this position as I want. In here I have a double line of Landwehr and Musketeers, and he, luckily for me, is pretty far away. There is a ridge in the middle here, and if he moved closer with his 90 men light infantry, he could have make a lot more damage here. Again, I get forced into squares here, and he moved closer with his Polish Legion, so I'm under heavy attack by so many cavalry. Same as Clover in the middle by Philip's double line formation, and he desperately tries to I mean, Clover desperately tries to win the hill, so he has more troops to throw into the fight against Philip in the forest. So he charged the Spanish Fusiliers with his Hungarians on the hill before the Prussian cavalry could get up on the hill to force him into squares again. So nice, well done by Clover. Philip retreated his Spanish Fusiliers now from the hill because of these melee attacks, while Green sent his cavalry up there to help him. So by this, Green's cavalry is up there, and there's no infantry up anymore on the hill. So Green's cavalry will die there without doing much. And yeah, that means we are almost in control of this hill as long as we get rid of the cavalry and the Prussian units over here. But yeah, in the middle we are under heavy attack, and also, yeah, I'm under heavy attack. I had to retreat from this position, or I didn't have to, but I saw that we are in risk of getting completely annihilated in the middle. So I decided to retreat from position 3 forest and send more troops into the middle. So well done by Malaga. He did not lose much of his infantry yet. Only he sent yeah, Chevalier lances after, so one cavalry after the other into my ranks. So he lost a lot of cavalry yet, but not much infantry. I still have my 5 Prussian Fusiliers, but I yeah, overall lost um, a lot of men already, but not many units. Theodore's cavalry managed to yeah, pressure Green's troops in the forest, so he can move up and into a better position. Another cav charge from Green is incoming, but yeah, the small Prussian cavalry force does not, like in numbers. I mean, they are not really a big threat to the French lines anymore, and Theodore still has 3 cavalry. On this side, yeah, another cavalry charge on my musketeers, and I lost the square. Nice. And another one. This time I formed a square. And my foot guards are in a very bad position here. I have to form a square against the rear charge of the Chevalier, and Philip sees this very well and concentrates all his firepower from all his units here on my guards. So I dropped down in numbers within a few seconds. The good thing for us is that Theodore performed very well on the hardest position against Green, and yeah, pushed Green out of the forest now. At least Green decided to retreat. He could have fought longer for this forest, but he decided to retreat to the position 2 forest since they won this one, and Philip has a very strong position in here now. Clover is under heavy attack still and has, yeah, not much left. And Malaga moves out all his troops from his left, where he won the position, into the middle as well, instead of attacking me. So this enables me to send troops into the middle as well. Theodore hastily supports Clover in his attack on the middle forest. He still has his 6th Regiment d'Infanterie Légère, so nice that he save this one, and overall has some more lines in good shape. Clover charges his Hungarians and Germans in here to push the Spanish back, so Theodore can get a good position here in the forest, and I sent my foot guards and 2 small musketeer units to support Theodore. So very nice team play by Clover and Theodore here. I don't know why Malaga did this. He deployed his smaller lines in block formations against my light infantry, which is covered by the ridge and the edge of the hill, and I can make a lot of damage with my Prussian Fusiliers against those block formations of line infantry, and he mainly shoots the hill. So this is a very bad move by him. I don't know why he did that. He still had a lot of light infantry, so could have deployed like here and sent his lines into the forest and not his lights. But okay. The Spanish countercharge here, the Walloons against the French regulars. So now he retreats. I try to send in my Tuwachis against the light infantry of France. And Green deployed his Prussian Fusiliers over here. They all shoot at the voltiges once again. And yeah, they are pretty far away, so they don't kill that much as they could. So he better should move them into the forest in block formation or go closer. They are reforming in a double or even triple line here against Theodore. I got charged by Fusiliers of Philip. So my musketeers are almost out of the game, but I managed to save my guard infantry. He it's under attack by my Tuwachis, but now they are out of the game. But I managed to kill a lot of men of his line infantry here, as I said, and I saw that he is not in this forest anymore, so I sent my Brandenburg Uhlans there and my guard infantry, my second one. He tries to push me back once again from the hill and kill my light infantry, but my backup lines are here to shoot his cavalry, and Theodore has still one more cavalry and attacks the small units of Malaga, very well seen by him to charge all these small units. Now he retreats them again. He suffered a lot of casualties against the double line of the French and Spanish, and also Green's forces arrived here in the forest, and he decided to move against my units on the side, but my guard is in position now, my light infantry as well, and he is in risk to get attacked from 3 sides because my Brandenburg Uhlans are behind their ranks, so he sent his troops back again. He also reformed his Prussian Fusiliers, as I said, and sent them here in the middle. My Brandenburg Uhlans got into the ranks of the Prussians here, and I moved closer with my units, and Theodore's cavalry is still on my side to help me. Philip also has some Lanceros left, but only 17 men. And we managed to push them back from this ridge here as well, so I can move up my units, my light infantry, to where I have a good line of sight on the French units here. And we kind of surrounded them in a half circle in this forest position, and they are, yeah, trying to fight us back, but their situation is a bit chaotic since they moved all three armies to this position, and they were not on Discord, so they did not have the possibility to talk to each other for deployment. Green shoots at my guard unit up on the hill, but he can't hit anything from this position, or not much at least. But Philip still does a good job in fighting our troops, especially Theodore's troops, back at the moment. And Green managed to push Theodore back on the hill and get his foot guards up here, and Philip sent his lancers there. So we are under attack from the flank now by a very good unit, and also in risk to get charged by the cavalry. I threw in all my troops now, and I actually thought about, yeah, overflanking them from this side, but since I saw Theodore having to retreat on this side, I sent them back to help Theodore over here. But Green retreated his foot guard and wanted his Fusiliers to take over again. This is a weird decision, since the foot guard could have destroyed this smaller regular French troops with the help of the Lanceros within a short time. The Swiss foot charges the Fusiliers, but Green managed to retreat them and countercharge with his foot guard, so well done by him. And the Swiss foot retreats again, while the 6th regiment is still in the fight, still has ammunition, and the musketeers charge them now. I can move back my troops because they retreated from there again. There's some Lancer cavalry behind me, which came back into the game, obviously. Now Green deployed his guard here to do what I said, to destroy the small French units within the next seconds with the help of the Lanceros. I have some musketeers here to help Theodore and overflank them now with my musketeers on the right. My other foot guard is down here, and the second one is still in reserve, and I will get to the flank, I guess. My Prussian Fusiliers were able to do a lot of damage on their infantry in the second half of the game. The first half was like very poorly played by me, and the second half not that bad, but not very good as well. But I managed to do the damage I did because of the kind of weird decision of Malaga to fight my Prussian Fusiliers behind the ridge with his block formations, and also overall their positioning in the forest. I get charged by the small chevaulegère of Malaga, who was behind my back now. The Lanceros are entering the battle now, fighting Theodor's general. My foot guard is still getting into position, and I sent back my Prussian musketeers from the flank. I got uh, shot at hard from various units, so I decided to bring them up the hill on a better position again to support my Prussian Fusiliers, which are getting melee charged by the small Spanish units. Philip still has both of his Walloon guards to charge, so this is a big threat for us here. And of course the Prussian Fusiliers are no match for them. But my guards are, which I managed to save. And Green's Fusiliers are out of ammunition as well, so they charge, and he approaches with his foot guards to shoot my musketeers, but my reinforcement musketeers arrived now to support my troops which are in melee. So it's a big mess, but my foot guards are in the first row to tank the charges of the Spanish troops, and all of them are very low in numbers, and the Prussian Fusiliers of course as well, and they are not good in melee, so the Prussian foot guard unit is the only one left, which is a big threat. The Spanish light infantry is, I think, out of ammunition as well now, and the Prussian guards too, so we have several more units than them, and I downhill charge Green's musketeers over here and send my 84 musketeers to deal with the Prussian foot guard. But first I have to fight off Malaga's general. We lost already Theodore's and Clovis' general, and only killed Malaga, so Philip's and Green's generals are still around, but my foot guards are also still around with 36, and I countercharged Green's foot guard, which targeted the musketeers, which I retreated. So they Green's foot guard lost the charge against mine by this. And the general staff is incoming, and I'm in risk to get charged into the rear with my musketeers, but he only charged into the flank, so that's not that bad. The light infantry of Spain still has ammunition, but very bad shooting stats, so that's not that big of a threat. And we still have Theodore's 6th Regiment, which unfortunately is out of ammunition as well now. But my musketeers can melee the light infantry, and their generals are out of the game, apart from Greens here. So this was a very intense game and very interesting. Since it was very unusual since Theodore won position 1 clearly, and position 3 got lost very, very soon in the game, and position 2 in the forest as well. So yeah, and we won the hill, but we lost like all of the other positions due to Philip's double line formation here in the middle with the main core of his army, while Clover had half of his army up the hill and only the other half in the forest. And I completely yeah, estimated the French build of Malaga, and yeah, thought that he brings another build and not such an aggressive one. This was pretty stupid since he basically plays a lot of cavalry in every game he plays in. But yeah, we see a lot of kills by Philip since he killed the Austrians, and also um, Theodore, basically. Um, and I did a lot of damage, as I described, in the end, due to their kind of bad positioning in the second half of the game, but definitely not by tactical superiority on my position. This was well done by Malaka in the first half, but he could have played better in the second half. So, good game to the opponents and to everyone, especially to Theodore in this game on the hardest position. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.